everybody. Welcome to Darling Stadium for tonight's game between the Hampton Crabbers, 4-0 overall, 3-0 in the district, and the Kecoughtan Warriors, 3-1 and 2-1 in the district. Right now, let's go down to the field as Bob has head coach Tommy Austin of the Kecoughtan Warriors.
All right, first of all, Coach, congratulations, 3-1. You're still in the hunt, but you got a tough opponent tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, you've heard me say it before that if you're going to win the PD, it goes down Queen Street and around Ireland Street, and you got to go there and win if you plan to have a chance to win.
All right, now you told me the first year you had a lot of tailbacks, but this young man, Isaiah Shepard's kind of stepped up, had a 100-yard gain last week against Menchfield. You got to be pleased with freshmen like that coming through.
Oh, yeah. He was somewhat of a surprise. He wasn't a guy that early, in the very first part of practice we were counting on, primarily because, he's not a very big kid. But we go up to scrimmage Robinson, and he ran the hardest, and he runs inside and runs outside. And, we've just been real pleased with his desire to run the football and run the ball hard.
Well, he looks like he's kind of stepped up and said, I want this job, and is taking it.
Yep. That's the thing. What we're trying to do is try not to play so many people both ways, and by him being able to step up and take that tailback job, that allows, Deron Mayo and some of the other guys, and, of course, with Elvon George behind Isaiah, not starting on defense, that gives us a 1-2 punch that, should be well rested and have fresh legs.
Right. Now, I'm sure you got to see Hampton play this week, saw some films and all. I could say, what are you going to expect them? What are you going to have to do for your team to stay in the game to the fourth quarter so you got a chance to win this?
Well, the main thing we got to do is we got to keep the ball away from them. They're very explosive. Todd Nolan is very capable of busting a big play any minute. They got a great quarterback. Kid got some experience last year, and he looks better and better every week from what I've seen on film, what we've seen in person, and of course with McPherson in the backfield. And the offensive line is, as usual, very good. Defensively, they're very quick, great lateral speed. And, we have to try to find a way to neutralize that. And, we hope we've got a good plan, and we're going to go out there and give it our best shot.
Well, you always have a good plan, Coach, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it very much.
Let's go back up to Tim.
All right, thank you, Bob, and thank you, Coach. Congratulations on your 3-1 record so far, handily beating Menchville last week 28-0. The Hampton Crabbers coming into this game off of a relatively easy 52-3, I believe it was the final score game against the Bethel Bruins. Surprised a lot of people. The Bruins hung in there tough for the first quarter, but a disastrous second quarter cost them the game, and they never recovered. But the Hampton Crabbers are rolling. They, along with Woodside, are tied for first place with 4-0 overall and 3-0 in the district. So this game against these Warriors is a good test for the Crabbers, and I think we'll see a good game. Right now, let's go back down to the field as Bob has head coach Mike Smith of the Hampton Crabbers.
All right, thanks, Tim. Coach, first of all, congratulations on a great season over here at Hampton. You and I were talking, and I didn't realize it, but Hampton High, third in the nation in winning percentage. Just unbelievable.
Well, I think it's all goes to the assistant coaches and the kids we've been able to coach. We've had some great kids, and they've counted well for themselves.
Well, you look at all the programs and you think, well, and is it an easy district? This is not an easy district. For you to do that in this district, that means that not only you get the kids, but you got to coach them, like you say. They got to perform, and they've done that. You've done a real tremendous job at Hampton High School.
Well, we won a lot of those games throughout the state, and that's in the last 25 years, I think, that they counted that far. And we had to go the distance when they wasn't in divisions, and I think they did a great job for themselves, and they set a standard, I think, a whole lot back at that time that we've tried to keep up with. It hasn't been easy.
Well, you've been doing a good job of it. I was impressed with your defense. I watched your defense against Bethel. You guys swarmed to the ball. You just didn't give Bethel any breathing room.
Well, I thought we played pretty good on defense, but, actually I don't think we played as well as we did in the first 3 games. We missed some tackles and out of position a little bit. One of the things probably knocked us out of sync a little bit, that we lost Allsink.
Right, yeah.
Lost Brian Allsink, yeah. Sunshine right early in the first quarter there.
Right. So is he all right now?
No, he had, I guess, 12 stitches, and he won't be playing probably for this week. He might be back next week for limited action.
Okay.
But.
Now, you've seen Kecoughtan play. They come out with a shotgun. They come out with a single wing. They got the quarterback under center. Do you make any adjustments?
And they still got to snap the ball. They do a lot of different things. I think it's what makes it interesting. Yeah, we'll make a little bit of adjustments, wherever they line up. They get in a single wing, they're in overload, so, you got to kind of, I think it's like war, the first thing, don't get outflanked if they're going to beat you, make them beat you man on man, So we're going to try to match up with them wherever they go, and hopefully we're able to do that. They're doing a good job with it. So.
Well, you're doing a great job over to Hampton, and I know you're always saying how good your assistant coaches are, but we want to say good luck to you tonight, and hope to see you next week.
Well, I certainly, certainly with Alice Mann and Danny Mitchell, it's been there so many years, and the young coaches that's come along there that played for us back and have come back to help us. But those two guys right there, they deserve all the accolades that we get for coaching. They do most of the work.
Well, good luck to you tonight, Coach.
Thanks, Bob.
Good enough. All right, let's go back up to Tim.
All right, thank you, Bob, and thank you, Coach Smith. Again, a great job. By the way, that official score last week in Smith was 52-0, so there was no point scored. Tonight's game brought to you by Zooms with 14 convenient Peninsula locations to serve you. And in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home. There they are. A little slow. They're slowly drifting into the picture. Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the manager. All right, Bob has rejoined me here in the booth, and we are just about set to get this one underway as the teams are on the field. You can see the officials have met or just finished meeting with the players. Bob, good contest tonight for the Warriors. They have to win this game for any opportunity for postseason play. And the Crabbers, of course, want to keep that unbeaten streak going as well.
If Mike Smith wins tonight, that'll be the 700 win for the Crabbers, and that's just unbelievable. But he's got some tremendous offensive weapons in Trace McPherson and Todd Nolan and Tyrod Taylor at quarterback, just great. But I tell you, this young man, Jacoby Fenner, he's been a great find in the playing the linebacker. He's got two brothers still in college that played for Mike Smith, and Mike says that this kid all of them have been great kids to coach, and he says, and that's a compliment to the mother and the father. He says, just done a great job raising these three young men.
Is it Jacoby or Jacoby?
I think it's Jacoby.
Okay.
What did I say?
You said Jacoby, but I normally I've seen it pronounced Jacoby, so I didn't know whether we'll get it right.
We'll hear him tonight.
We'll do it both ways. All right, the Crabbers kick it off. It's taken at the 13-yard line and all the way out to the 30 with a good field position to start their first drive. And we're going to show you the Kecoughtan Warriors starters on offense.
Gerald Barnes, Samuel Green,
Football-Kecoughtan, junior. Anthony Jesus, senior. Chris Leofow, freshman. Nathan Robertson, senior. Randall Pugh, senior. Dakota Mathis, sophomore. Asa Cooper, senior. Isaiah Shepard, freshman. Keith McBride, junior.
All right, there are your Warriors on defense. They do start the game in the single wing. Tommy Austin's had some success with it. Why mess with success? And all the way out to about the 35-yard line goes Isaiah Shepard.
That's just a power football there. Direct snap, three running backs that are leading blocking for him.
So a gain of almost 6 as they mark the ball just short of the 36-yard line. So let's call it second down and a long 4. Kecoughtan in the white uniforms with the green stripes. Going from our left to our right here at Darling Stadium. Light breeze tonight. Perfect night for football. Again, it seems redundant, but we have just had some terrific weather. And tonight is no exception. Right now, let's show you the Crabbers starters on defense.
Daniel Carroll, senior. Dominic White, senior. Sean Childress, junior.
Tim Richardson, junior.
Sam Green, senior.
Sharon Childress, junior.
Ernest Harvey, senior.
Jacoby Fenner, sophomore.
Tony Adams, senior.
Jeremy Kroon, senior.
Todd Nolan, senior.
And those are the Crabbers. Jacoby Fenner, as he pronounced it, he must know.
Yes.
Third down and about 4, and this is a first down. Shepard crossing the 40-yard line. So a good job of blocking on the left side of that offensive line for the Warriors. They'll move the chains and get a fresh set of downs.
Isaiah Shepard had his first 100-yard game last week against Menchville. Just a freshman, but he has just stepped up and said, I want this position, and has basically beat the other candidates out for that position.
Oh, you got to be real happy with Tommy Austin because he has really done a great job. He's not very big, but what he lacks in size, he makes up an effort. 5'8", 140-pounder.
Yeah, and Tommy said that, he's not big, but he doesn't mind getting hit.
Well, we'll see what happens on this play. This is him, and he picks up a couple of tough yards trying to get around the right side, and amongst others, in on the stop for the Crabbers, number 42, Ernest Harvey. Todd Nolan in there as well. Let's give you the officials for tonight's contest, and they are Carter Ficklin, our referee. Chris Owens is the umpire. Herb Cook is the linesman. The line judge is Jim Mayhew. Craig Moore is the field judge. The size judge is Chip McErlin, and our clock operator is Tim Ewing. Gain of a couple of yards, 2nd down and 8 for the Warriors. Again, out of the single wing, direct snap goes to number 26 this time. That is Asa Cooper.
That was a short man that got that snap. Tim, I want to say something while I'm thinking about it. Carter Ficklin, every year, Carter mails me all the rule changes for high school football. I think that's just fantastic that he knows that we do these games and he keeps us up to date on all the rule changes. We appreciate that, Carter Ficklin, really do.
It's his way of saying, I hope you guys can finally get it right. I'm going to give you all the help
I wasn't thinking, I'm thinking, okay, give this to Tim.
3rd down and 5 for the Warriors, just near midfield. The snap comes to Shepard, and Shepard does not get to the 1st down marker. He will be short of the 1st down mark by about 1.5 yards, maybe 2, as he got to his 49. He needs to get to the Hampton 49 to get the 1st down. So we'll see first big decision in the ball game for Tommy Austin.
I don't think it's going to be much of a decision. He's going to punt the ball. He's going to try to make Hampton use a lot of the field to score because he knows they have a lot of good offensive weapons that we talked about. And if Tyrod Taylor throws the ball up anywhere close to Todd Nolan, it's going to be a reception.
Alejandro from the deep punt formation gets it away. Nice spiraling kick taken all the way back to the 15-yard line. This is Todd Nolan, and Nolan gets across the 25 to about the 27 before he's driven backwards. And now the Crabbers will have it for their first opportunity on offense.
We will pick a player from the game, each one of these teams tonight. That player will receive a shirt. The shirt comes from Tidewater Team Sports, your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidering, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411. Talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. We do appreciate Tidewater Team Sports. Thank you.
Tommy Austin, of course, hoping to keep control of the ball, did in fact use 4 minutes before he had to kick it away, but that's not what he had in mind. We got Taylor, and a pitch backward is a loose ball. It's on the ground. It looks like the Warriors have a shot at it. Let's see who came up with it. They say they did, and they do.
Well, we'll give you the defense.
No, we won't need to do that.
Next time they are on defense.
That's right. We'll give you the starters, but we can hold off on that because the Warriors are back in business with great field position at the Hampton 18-yard line.
Zooms is giving the award to the senior player on each one of the teams this year who has demonstrated academic excellence. These players will be awarded plaques at a school board meeting after the season. We'd like to thank David Allen and Zooms for their continuing support to WHCS and our student athletes.
I'm not sure we have it on replay of the fumble, but in any event, the Warriors from the wing. And they just power the ball with Shepard carrying inside the 15-yard line to about the 14. As we are at 7:37 remaining in the first quarter, 12-minute quarters in high school ball.
I tell you, what a big break for the Warriors.
Could be. They need to capitalize on it. If Tommy Austin's thinking this, and I'm sure he is, we have to score on every opportunity that we get. And this is a golden opportunity to score. Gained about 4 on that play. 2nd down and 6. Direct snap to the quarterback, if you will. That is Terrence Dorsey. And I say quarterback in the sense if they were lining up in a traditional formation. I don't even know It's been so long since I even thought about single wing. What the I think it's halfback, fullback, tailback,
wingback,
and wingback.
Yeah,
and come on back. And all those things.
Come on back.
Come on back. Throw it back to me.
Oh, that's when you're backing up the truck. Come on back.
Come
okay.
on back. Mark the ball at the 13-yard line. Not much gain on that. Maybe a yard, maybe a yard and a half. It's 3rd down and 4.
Well, I know the Crabbers want to stop him here and make him attempt a field goal.
This is Cooper. And Cooper cuts to the right side, gets close to the 10-yard line, which will not give him the first down. So now it will be 4th and a yard.
Well, there's that swarming defense I talked to you about. There were 3 men around that ball carrier that time. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Alejandro's brother that does the kicking.
It is. It is Nicholas Alejandro, number 17, who will be kicking out of the hold of Nick Silvas. There you see the ball being spotted on between the 17 and 18, so I guess that would make it officially an 18-yard line. It'd be a 28-yard attempt. Right-footed kicker has it up. He's got the distance, and it's good. So the Warriors strike first with a 28-yard field goal.
Well, and it come over from a turnover, and that's what you got to do. Talk about a crew tonight. On cameras, we got Nate Braxton, Susan Bowers, Ron Bayton, and Mike Nowinski. On graphics and animation, Andy Foley. Slow motion instant replay, Andre Mattingly. Camera controls, Sarah Myers. Production assistants, Suzanne Higgs. Audio and chief engineer, Don Scharousen. The big guy, director, producer, Scotty Beamia Bowers.
So 5:39 remains in the first period, and the Warriors, off of a Hampton fumble, have scored with a 28-yard field goal. So the Warriors will kick off, and again, Alejandro will kick off. He will try to boot it deep to a pair of Crabbers. Let's see who he's going to pick out if he gets the chance. He may kicks it away, and it's going to be taken at about the 14-yard line. This is Jacoby Fenner, and another fumble. At least we heard someone on the coaching side say that. No indication from the officials. So here are the Crabbers on offense.
Yeah. Dominic White, senior.
Tim Richardson, Jr.
Sean McNeil, Jr.
Herbert Broughton, senior.
Brandon Vines, senior.
Raphael McDonald, junior.
Todd Nolan, senior.
Ernest Harvey, senior. Tracy McPherson, senior.
Tyrod Taylor, sophomore.
And young Mr. Taylor will be the quarterback. And now the Crabbers, with an auspicious start, have to call a timeout before they snap the ball for their second offensive play of this ball game. This is an unusual start.
I don't know if they had enough people on the field.
Might not have.
We got a break. We might as well see the Kecoughtan defense.
If we're setting the truck, that's what we'll do. And here are your starters for Kecoughtan on defense.
Chris Calkins, Jr. Nathan Robertson, Senior.
Jack Wampler, Jr.
Asa Cooper, Senior. Chad Hooker, Jr.
Deron Mayo, Jr. Mike Gaddis, senior.
Terrence Dorsey, Jr. Dakota Mathis, sophomore.
Keith McBride, Jr.
Corey Thomas, Jr.
All right, so we're back here set to get the playoff. So Crabbers burn one of their 3 timeouts. Now we got Todd Nolan coming in motion to the near side. Taylor will give to McPherson. Tracy McPherson out to about the 30-yard line, so he picks up about 3 yards.
I talked to Mike Smith about Tracy McPherson. He says he's a tremendous kid, and he's really strong, and he's almost a mirror of Elon Lewis of Phoebus, that kind of a runner.
Speaking of which, 2 weeks from tonight.
Oh, the 22nd.
22nd. Mark it down on your calendar. The 22nd of October, Friday night here, Darling Stadium, Hampton and Phoebus. Phoebus coming off of a shocking loss last week. Big open hole. McPherson has the first down across the 40 to about the 41-yard line.
I tell you what, Tim, that offensive line of Daniel Carroll, Dominic White, Tim Richardson, Herbert Broughton, and Brandon Vines, boy, they opened up a nice hole that time for McPherson. And if you're a runner and you see that much daylight, you know you can pick up a first down.
And now another timeout has been called. This time, apparently, it has been called by the Warriors. We'll let, that's what Carter Ficklin has indicated now. We weren't sure at first. Yeah, the 22nd will be here now. Phoebus, of course, losing Monday night to the Woodside team. And I say shocking, Woodside is a good team, so I don't mean it in the sense that, but I believe it's the first time Woodside ever beat Phoebus.
Yeah, that was the first time. And if you remember last year, no Newport News School beat a Hampton school, so that's the first win in 2 years and the first time ever that Woodside has beaten the Phantoms.
But between those games, between now and then, we will be back here next Friday night, the 15th of October, as these Hampton Crabbers will host the Denby Patriots. So that game will be on Channel 46.
Denby has started off as a good year this year.
And these are all good power points for these teams when you beat a good team. The teams with winning records give you the power points, which is all important. This is McPherson getting the call again, and he is close to the 45-yard line before he is swarmed under by a host of Kecoughtan Warriors. 4:30 left. This game being videotaped on the 8th of October, 2004. Here's your replay. McPherson with a little bit of running room, but dragging would-be tacklers.
He drug a guy 2 yards at least.
Churning those legs. Ball just short of the 45-yard line. The Crabbers need to get to the Kecoughtan 49 in order to move the chains. Second down and about 6. Tyrod Taylor. Man in motion towards the center of the line. A pitch goes back to McPherson. He's got the corner, still on his feet.
Nice move.
And very close to a first down, but they're going to say, well, I would say didn't want to bounce. The official was cranking the clock from behind where he ultimately got. But it's going to be very close to a first down.
All right, Tim, eagle eye time.
I haven't done too well lately, but I'm going to tell you, if I can get the coach to get out of the way there. I know he doesn't care what I think, but I'm going to tell you that it's short by a couple of inches.
You heard it here first, folks.
Well, you may not see it, but you heard it here. So we're going to 6 inches.
Oh, we got a 6 inches. Do I hear 4.5? Mike says 3.
All right.
Well, maybe Mike thinks this is 6. I don't know.
I can't go there. Can't see how far it is short, but it is short, somewhere between 3 and 6 inches. How's that, Mike? It's a tie. All right, we'll see the mark. It is 4th down now, so the Crabbers just across midfield will have to make a decision here.
Well, what Mike does a lot of times in this situation will do try to draw them offside.
We won't be able to. Well, I think it was close. What's the difference between 3 and 6? 4.5, right? Nonetheless, we were both right.
Oh,
that's right.
How am I going to touch
So
that?
the Crabbers will line up as if they were going for it. I believe they're going to go for it anyway. Oh, it's only 3rd down. I'm getting ahead of myself. I thought it was 4th down.
Oh.
So we're in good shape. They're going to definitely go for it. I think I'm due to radio on this one. They're really going to go for it, Bob, because it's 3rd down. Got ahead of myself on down, so.
Oh, did you see that cut? He was running laterally.
I think they're going to give him a first down on that play.
You think so? Man, what a nice cut by McPherson.
Lost track of the downs. You know, these senior moments are coming more frequently, Bob.
What?
What? Tim who? 42-yard line is the spot for the ball. First down for the Crabbers. Yeah, when they measure like that, you know, it was all very serious. I was thinking, well, just 4th down, they're going to have to make a decision. But clearly I lost track of one of them. These short naps are just wonderful.
I wasn't going to mess with you.
Well, I had almost a 6-hour drive back from Baltimore today, so I have my excuses. McPherson is thrown for a loss of 3 yards back to the 45-yard line.
Jonathan, Jonathan Ash, number 71, 6'3", 256 junior.
Here's the replay, and I'll tell you how
we got holding, don't we?
I'll tell you how it's. Now, see, you're having a senior moment. There's no
I
holding.
thought he was doing something. I was just glanced at Carter. My fault.
Scotty said it's not 6 hours from Baltimore.
It is when you go.
It is when the traffic goes at 20 miles an hour from Washington, D.C. to Richmond, and you just keep going at 25 miles an hour for about 3 hours. It does. My point exactly. So the ball marked at the 45. Swing pass near side. 40, 39, and crushed at the 39-yard line. That is Stacy Johnson on the receiving end.
You know, one thing I like about this young quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, last week, Tim, the first 5 passes he threw were for 5 different receivers. He doesn't have a primary receiver. He looks the field, he finds the open man, he gets it.
And he does this as a sophomore. Now that's exciting for the Hampton Crabbers' future, because this young man has got 2 more years here, and he's already good. So you can only imagine. Third down. I got it right this time. 3rd down and 7. Nolan in motion.
Wow.
Rolling to his right, got Nolan in his sights, and
wide open.
Nolan's got it. 25, 20.
What a nice move.
All the way down to about the 12-yard line. A late flag goes down at the point of the tackle, so we'll wait and see if this is a face mask or what. But a flag down at the end of the play.
His face mask is, I think, watch this move after he catches the ball right here. Look at, whoa, which way am I going?
Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can see if there was a face mask. This is a good angle for us to pick it.
Right there. You can see the
work.
face mask. Good
Ladies,
job.
gentlemen, Bob, I'm telling you, we got the good ones working. That was ESPN Ron Baton, I believe, from the sideline.
And that was Mr. Andre Mattingly on the instant replay slow motion.
On the play, there was a personal foul, grasping the face mask against the defense, 1st and goal from the 5.
So referee Carter Ficklin gives us the particulars, and great job of picking that up, gentlemen. That was a perfect opportunity to see the face mask. So Todd Nolan on the receiving end, a 30-yard pass completion, and then the penalty tacked on, 1st and goal from the 5. McPherson stacked up, and the ball comes loose, but he was down before the ball came loose, so there will not be a change of possession. We're inside of a minute remaining here in the first period. Scoreless, 3-0 Kecoughtan on the strength of a 28-yard field goal from Alejandro Phillip, that is. 2nd down and goal, and the Crabbers will have to get a playoff before the end of the first quarter, so we'll see at least one more play. Crabbers fumbled on their very first possession, which led to the field goal. If you joined us late, now trying to get back in it, and this is Taylor, and he is not going to get away. He will be sacked.
31.
31 is the young man in Chad Hooker is going to get the call. Got a hold of Taylor and would not let go. He got him right in the backfield. And
well, I tell you what, we got another timeout here.
Well, no, we have the end of the quarter.
Okay. Well, we have the end of the quarter. I hope the fans got a chance to see Virginia play last night. Got to see a couple of former Hampton Crabbers and Elton Brown and Marcus Hagans. And I was talking to Mike Smith about Marcus Hagans, and he says, you have to understand something about Marcus Hagans, how young this young man is. When he was a senior, he was the same age as Ronald Curry was as a senior. As a sophomore. When Ronald Curry was a sophomore, same age as Hagans was as a senior. So that meant Hagans could have played age-wise 2 more years at least in high school football. 16 years old when he graduated.
Wow. Well, he is outstanding, and of course, a lot of former Crabbers have gone on to great success at UVA. There was a point in time they called it Little Hampton or something like that. There was some kind of name that they had given it, but I know that the pipeline to Coach Groh has been a very pleasant one when he gets those kind of caliber. But we saw Marcus Higgins play here at Hampton for a couple of years, and I was very impressed with him then. The only thing I always thought was, gee, he's a little small to play in college. But you know what? When you got that big a heart and you play with that intensity and
same size as Doug Flutie.
Exactly. Well, but those don't come along all the time.
No, they don't. But I tell you,
Marcus Higgins just made a name for himself. He's had some great national exposure, and they're going to be on national TV next Saturday night against Florida State.
And you have to look at last week. He was 11 of 12 passing.
Yeah. Had a good night last night.
That is unbelievable.
This is Taylor keeping the ball, and he does not get in. So now it sets up a 4th and goal. See where they mark the ball exactly. They put it right on the 5-yard line. So it's 4th and goal at the 5. Watch the replay of that last. This is just a straight keeper by Taylor. Looked like he got down to about the 4, but I guess they must have, my eyes deceived me on that one. A second senior moment here in the first half. So the Warriors, as I think Scotty said a moment ago, came to play tonight, and that's been pretty evident of that.
As George Wallace, city manager, in the center of your screen.
Travers going for it. Taylor wants to pass over the middle. It's bat in the air, incomplete. The ball will go over on downs. So Tommy Austin's team has definitely come to play as they get the ball on downs, holding the Crabbers. Crabbers had a 1st and goal and couldn't put it in.
And there's a good shot of our mayor, Ross Carney, in the center of your screen. And he's scratching his head saying, well, what happened? And Joe Spencer right behind him.
Get the who's who of the who's here.
Well, I think they're supposed to have a some sort of a tailgate thingamajig going on out here before the game, but I don't know if they ever got it.
My invitation must have gotten lost in the mail.
Well, yeah, yours is with mine.
Straight snap. The Warriors just need a little breathing room as they are working from the 5-yard line. They get it out to looks to be about the 8-yard line. So needless to say, they want to be very cautious with the ball right now. And so far they've accomplished what Coach Austin wanted to do, and that's to keep possession of the ball, keep the ball out of the Crabbers' hands, and of course, most importantly, don't get them on the board.
Well, I remember talking to him before that he wants to run the ball at least 50 times and have the ball 60 plays. They're not going to pass the ball often.
And we've got someone left a little early. Looks like the Warriors might be backed up. Crabber.
Nice call, Tim. Half the distance.
Illegal procedure against the Warriors. False start.
On the play, there was a false start against the offense interior line. Still 2nd down.
So it's 2nd down and 7.
And you got to protect the ball here. You cannot turn the ball over.
Second down about 11.
Against anyone, but particularly a good offensive team like Hampton, you do not want to turn it over here. Again, the direct snap.
And maybe picked up about a yard, maybe yard and a half, Tim.
Tackle by Samuel Green.
So nothing fancy here as the Warriors just trying to get some breathing room, as I said. 3rd down and 8.
3rd and 8.
At about the 7-yard line. Just inside of 10 minutes remaining here in the first half. Score is Kecoughtan 3 and Hampton nothing. If you joined us late, this is Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz and Mike Hauser coming to you from Darling Stadium, October 8th, 2004. This is Shepard, and Shepard tries to get the corner, and he will be tackled for a negligible gain, which will bring up a 4th down and a kicking situation, an everly dangerous kicking situation when you're going to have your punter standing in his own end zone.
You're right there. Number 33, Jonathan King, just 5'9", 175 junior, made the tackle and actually threw him for a loss, but you're right.
This is Philip Alejandro. Todd Nolan will be standing back at about his 35-yard line. Warriors want to make sure they do not allow the rush to get to the punter. Gets away a kick. It's going to be taken. Fumbled by Nolan. He is going to very smartly just fall on the ball. A lot of players would have been tempted to try and pick it up and make something happen, and in doing so would have booted it around potentially and then lost the ball. So he realized the importance of just getting on the ball. So the Warriors get a big break there because no return by Nolan.
That was kind of a floater of a kick, and Todd Nolan moved up, and the ball just kind of drifted over his head. He just kind of misjudged it.
Have you ever, I'm sure you did when you were a kid, have people kick the ball to you and try to field punts? It's not an easy job, especially if you get a little flip going on the ball or a little knuckleball out of it. It can be very difficult. Now, there is a nice breeze, and that helped the Warriors because it is actually going from right to left into the face of the Crabbers. So that was a little bit of a help there. Taylor getting some pressure, rolling. Gets the corner and was grabbed by the face mask again. So the Warriors, second time in a couple of series that they've been guilty of not getting the shoulder pads, but instead of that, the face mask. And I'm jumping to a conclusion here. It looked to me like that's what happened.
Yeah, I didn't see a flag, but
there was a flag.
I don't see it, but that doesn't mean it's not there. And it is the face.
They're going to rule it a 5-yard. So they'll tack on 5 yards as an incidental face mask at the discretion of the official.
On the play, there was 5-yard unintentional face mask against the defense. The 5 yards will give a first down.
So the ball will be marked at the 29-yard line. Again, we really appreciate referee Ficklin allowing us to put the mic on him and having him explain the calls to everybody. Always very helpful, and we appreciate that. These officials, I've talked about it before over the years, but they take this game just as serious as the coaches and the players do.
And they want film of this.
Yeah, I mean, they are very serious about what they do.
I used to think it's because they want to hear you and me, but
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
This is McPherson. McPherson picking his way through some good blocks down to about the 19-yard line, very close to a first down, depending on the mark.
For the Warriors.
They'll actually set it down just short of the first down. Needs to get to the 19. Well, that's real close. Huh?
Yeah,
that's real close. Looking at the
close
yard
enough.
marker.
It could have been.
Yeah, could have been a measurement.
Yep.
But,
and Tim could have said just short.
Just short. Second down and inches. Play action fake, going for the end zone. Nolan got it. Touchdown.
Open. What a nice touch on that ball by Taylor.
That was just the way you write it up. 20-yard touchdown pass to Todd Nolan.
Now, Hampton's had problems with the PAT. And in there holding for the PAT, number 15.
Look at that replay. Double coverage. Nice work. Nice work.
Matthew Mitchell.
Matthew Mitchell's. No.
Yes, I told that. I said, is he that? Can he be in high school already?
Oh, you're kidding.
He says he has been in some of the games where he is.
And the troubles continue.
Yeah. He's, late in the game is lined up at wide receiver and is a holder for all the extra points.
Not little Matthew Mitchell. See, we knew at one point in time he'd be playing, but I never realized we were at that point in time. It is time to hang up the cleats.
I tell you what, Danny is so proud of this young man.
I bet he is.
She did not miss a practice during the summer, works hard, is always upbeat. He says, I can be down, and he says, I get in the car, go to school with Matthew, and he says, I'm up by the time I get to school.
The kids are wonderful.
Isn't that great?
They are great, and I'll tell you, boy, now I'm really feeling long in the tooth because we've watched little Matthew Mitchell, and we won't call him little anymore because he is now a freshman in high school and no longer little Matt. But he is. We've watched him for years bring the ball
just being
from the
ball boy. Yeah.
3 plays, 42 yards, took 1 minute and 5 seconds. Capped with a 20-yard pass to Todd Nolan. This is a nice return by Isaiah Shepard out to the 44-yard line. So the Warriors get good field position, but they trail now for the first time in the ball game by 6-3. Here's a replay of the kick return.
You gotta like this. You gotta like this young man. Just a freshman. He really is a hard runner.
Oh, I'm telling you. Look at this. He's just dragging people. It's just so gratifying because in high school you have a much better chance as a relatively small person to be able to be in high school football. You get into college ball and you almost, the linemen certainly have to be huge. as a rule. But it's so heartening to see players who aren't real big in physical stature but make up for that size with their heart. And this is what we are seeing on a lot of occasions lately.
Well, we're going to find out what size we're going to go here.
Got him lined up properly and almost had a fumble on the exchange.
Yeah,
the ball, not sure whether it went directly to him or not.
It did.
But that was Chad Hooker who got the direct snap.
Zooms has that Beantown coffee, fried chicken, pizza, potato wedges, Krispy Kreme donuts. Like Tim gets them in a box and one, ham and cheese sub, Coke, and fill up your car with a good Citgo gas. And you can see the quick snap right directly to Hooker.
And you know, we've talked about this ad nauseum as well, but forgive us. One of the best teams at making adjustments is the Hampton coaching staff and that team. They may have been a little bit, I don't know, uncomfortable at first with the single wing, but here you go again. Here's Shepard trying to turn the right side. No chance to get much. He got maybe a half a yard back. It's going to be 3rd down and long. So, you know, you make adjustments throughout the game. You think, well, gee, they're going to keep fooling somebody or they're going to keep them off their balance. But the good coaches, the good teams are ready for almost everything. We are approaching the 6.5-minute mark. Actually, we are now under 6.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Hampton 6, Kecoughtan 3. Hard-fought defensive battle so far. Warriors looking at 3rd down and 11, almost 12. Some misdirection.
It's almost like a reverse. Picked up a couple.
But it doesn't do much good because the Warriors were ready. Dakota Mathis was the ball carrier.
The Crabbers, Tim, all 11 players around that tackle that time. It looked like a scrum.
Yeah. I mean, this last 3 plays, the Warriors did virtually nothing as you watch the misdirection, if you will. And look at that, just a swarm of red jerseys to the ball. So the Warriors will have to kick it away. Alejandro Phillip, that is, will be in deep punt formation, standing about his 31-yard line. Todd Nolan back inside of his 30. Good snap and a good kick is a low one. And it'll go out of bounds at about the 20, well, we'll see how they mark it, but it looks to be around 25-yard line.
Well, where's the official down there?
Well, there's one on this side. They do, in fact, mark it squarely on the 25. He was in that area.
Okay, I'll go along with that. We just want to remind the fans that we will pick a player of the game from each one of these teams tonight. That player, those players will receive a shirt which comes from Tidewater Team Sports, your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidering, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411. Talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. Is it me or is it just I'm getting a lot of...
What are you getting a lot of?
I don't know, but I'm going to change headsets with you, and you'll know. Boy, I'm picking up everything but you. Well, I'm getting you, but...
You might have that satellite radio and didn't know you had it. McPherson breaks a tackle. Another one. Still on his feet. Now he's going out of bounds, but not until he picks up about 12 yards as he goes all the way to the 37-yard line. Yep. So I'm not hearing it. Usually
I'm picking up the announcer that does the thing. I mean, he's huge in my my ears. Yeah, just unbelievable.
You're lucky.
You want him?
No, I don't. Here's the replay. McPherson just doing a great job of avoiding tacklers. Picked up 12 yards on that play. Crabbers on top by 3. This is Nolan coming to the near side in motion. Taylor looking for Nolan, got him open at about the 42, connects with him, and he drags the tackler and is finally upended at the 46-yard line. And that'll be a gain of about 9, depending. Perhaps they'll give him out to the 47. Let's see where they mark the ball.
I think they're marking it right at the 46, Tim.
Yep. Watch the replay coming to the near side. You're going to see Nolan, who was in motion, and Taylor, his favorite receiver.
Second down and
one guy is not bringing Todd Nolan down.
No. 9 yards from Nolan on the play. Tyrod Taylor continues to show his accuracy, kind of a rolling pocket. Got double wideouts to the top of the screen. And McPherson gets the call. He's got the first down and then some as he crosses midfield, and he's knocked down hard at the 49-yard line.
Nice.
But he picks up 4 yards and a first down.
That was number 81. Robertson, I think he said.
First down.
They'll mark it just about the 48-yard line.
48.
So another first down as the Crabbers now controlling the ball. Out of the I formation, same set as the previous play. Play action fake. Taylor has all kinds of time going for Nolan. He's got him open at the 5-yard line. Touchdown!
Oh, he was interfered with.
Flag on the play.
Anyway.
Flag on the play, but I believe that 48-yard pass will hold up. Boy, you can't throw it any prettier than that. I mean, he led him perfectly. Let's just see if the... Pretty sure the penalty's against Kecoughtan.
Nolan is deceptive in his speed.
Taylor, look at that, just perfectly, and then he just dragged the would-be tackler into the end zone. That was Randall Pugh covering on the play, but the ball was thrown perfectly. There was only one person going to catch that ball, or no one was going to catch it.
Yeah.
And that was Todd Nolan on the receiving end for his second touchdown of the night. This one a 48-yarder to add to his 20-yarder previously. Now the Crabbers will go for 2, having missed their other kick attempt at a PAT. They'll throw the ball, and it will be to Nolan, and Nolan will avoid one tackler, but not another. And again, the attempt at the extra point will fail, but the Crabbers now with a 12-3 lead with 3:50 remaining in the first half. Those last couple of passes from Taylor to Nolan have just been as pretty as you'll ever see at any level of football.
Man.
He laid that thing right out there on the fingertips.
That was beautiful. Was just beautiful.
The Crabbers coming into the game 4-0. Kecoughtan 3-1 overall. Crabbers are 3-0 in the district, and Kecoughtan 2-1. Each team having played an out of the district game. Of course, we've talked about it before. Don't have enough teams to play in the district to get a full 10 games in, so each team picks up a non-conference game. That one took 4 plays. Previous drive was 3 plays. This was 4 plays, 65 yards, a minute 30. So the Crabbers not wasting a lot of time getting those scores. But you know,
when you got somebody that can strike and score that quick with the pass, you know, it's hard to defend.
20-yard line. Out to about the 29. That was number 9, Dakota Mathis on the return. King in on the stop. Here's a replay of the kick.
And the Kecoughtan Warriors will take over. First and 10 on their own 30 with 3:44 to go.
So a return of 10 yards on that play. So the Warriors
We will have both fans participating.
down by 9. And what I started to say, Bob, was you have to consider, or at least have in mind, the concerns of this kicking game for the Crabbers down the road. If you get into the playoffs and you're in a tight game, extra points are very, very important.
Oh, they really are.
Now, that's getting the cart way before the horse, but you know what I'm saying is I'm sure that Mike Smith and his group are working on it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This young man who was
the gentleman suffering from Crohn's.
Right, yeah, we're hoping he's back, and hopefully he'll be back next week. The Kecoughtan back on the conventional backfield with the quarterback under the center.
That was Stacy Johnson carrying the ball. He's just a sophomore, 5'7", 155-pounder. And as you said, Bob, exactly, in the conventional set. You got double wide outs to the right. And the ball is knocked loose. Let's see if it is a fumble. I believe it is a fumble. And the Crabbers have it. So Keith, check that. Terrence Dorsey was blindsided on the sack, and in doing so, the ball came loose. If we have it on replay, he really took a shot. He did not see the man coming. And the Crabbers now have forced a turnover and get the ball in great position with 2:57 remaining. Each team has 2 timeouts left here in the first half. Mark the ball at the Kecoughtan 26-yard line. Taylor, again, has plenty of time. Throws just off the fingertips of Todd Nolan. That was not his best throw.
Well,
although he got a hand on it, might have been able to catch it.
It was just a hook, and he hook pattern and just overthrew him a little bit. Nolan got his hands on it, but he was leaning the other way when he first started for the ball. We didn't have that, but
we thought we did.
Here it comes.
There it is.
But you know, if you're going to single cover Todd Nolan, you know, you got to pass the ball to him.
Taylor, 5 of 7 for 113 yards so far in the first half. Not a shabby performance at all. When you consider that was almost catchable, he would have been 6 of 7.
Well, that little hook pattern will give you a hook and go.
Nolan is in motion. And apparently someone else was, because a flag is down before the snap of the ball. So someone left along with Todd Nolan.
Yeah, that's two guys in motion is not good.
Second and 15.
Only if you're playing Canadian football.
Well, then you got a longer field.
That's
and 12
wider
men on the field.
That's right.
And wider field.
And snow on the field.
And you got 20-yard end zones.
Yep. 31-yard line is where they've marked the ball now, so it's 2nd down and 15 after the 5-yard assessment.
And that's where Muffin Kerr is playing this year.
I read that. Yeah. That's another diminutive player with a huge heart. So the Warriors stiffening on defense here as a couple of Warriors coming to the ball. Darren Mayo and number 80, Jack Wampler, to stop McPherson for a loss on the pitch play. Had that read perfectly. Ball is marked just shy of the 31-yard line. Now we got a timeout being called by the Kecoughtan Warriors. Yeah, I was. Scotty's asked us to make an announcement, and I saw that in the paper. I was looking at the places that are being closed. Hampton City schools are open.
They're not going to be closed,
except for the year-round school, which they're on fall break, I think, is what they've got. But the regular schedule. Yeah, the regular school is not closed on Monday. Hampton students are supposed to attend school on Monday. The Daily Press today had that incorrect. I'm sure they'll have a significant correction in tomorrow's paper.
Well, you know, you don't show up for school. So, well, I read the paper and said we're closed.
That's right. McPherson, 12 carries for 49 yards so far in this first half. Taylor back to throw. Has time, throws. He's got his favorite receiver, Todd Nolan, at the 12-yard line down to the 11, and that will be enough for a first down. They'll move the chains.
You know that the kids is going to say, well, I read the paper, and these are the kids that normally don't read the paper.
That's right. But it is Columbus Day that I'm referring to, which is this coming Monday. Of course, if you watch this game Saturday night or Sunday night,
you'll know. Be in school.
Be in school on Monday, or you will be marked as absent. 11-yard line is where they mark it. 2:15 in the clock moving, remaining here in the first half. Hampton driving, leading 12-3. McPherson again, this time just across the 10 to about the 9. Warriors have done a pretty good job of keeping McPherson down, but they haven't been able to solve the Taylor to Nolan connection.
Well, and he's being single covered. And
that's tough.
And this young man has got some great moves, got some awesome hands. You get the ball close to him, he's going to catch it, but he runs his pattern so good. It's unbelievable. What do we got coming up here?
Well, after this play, I'll remind everybody of some of the games in the future for us. Man in motion.
That's Harvey in motion.
Pitch goes to McPherson. Good stiff arm. Another good stiff arm, and in the end zone. What a nice effort by Tracy McPherson. From 10 yards out, McPherson
good shot of the young men with the Hampton on their chest.
So Tracy McPherson, here's the replay. This is just as good an effort as you'll see. Watch this stiff arm. puts one man down, shakes off one tackler, and then just will not be denied as McPherson is in the end zone for his first touchdown of the night. And the Crabbers, after spotting the Warriors a 3-0 lead, have roared back with 18 unanswered points and trying to make another 2-point conversion here. Seemingly has lost their confidence in the extra point try from the traditional kick, and also trying to make up for the points they've lost. Taylor to Nolan, behind him, a little bit of contact, but the officials rule it was not premature. So once again, the 2-point conversion is unsuccessful. But the Crabbers extend their lead now to 18-3 with $1.20 on the clock. Some of the young fans in attendance along the sidelines. We were talking about some games coming up. We did mention the 22nd. Next Friday night, the 15th, we'll be here. Game time is 7 o'clock. Again, a reminder for those of you who are used to the 7:30 kickoff time, the games during the regular season start at 7 p.m. That'll be Denby visiting the Hampton Crabbers right here. Then the following week, Phoebus will be the host team, and they'll play Hampton on the 22nd. And then the 29th of October, the Bethel Bruins will take on these Kecoughtan Warriors.
And while we're having on that game, the 29th, Sean Gale graduated from Bethel High School. They're going to retire his number. Played 13 years in the NFL, and that's going to be quite a ceremony.
I thought you were going to say he played 13 years at Bethel High School. No, that's not good. 19-yard line. One tackler misses. Another tackler misses. Another still on his feet. And now it looks like a rugby scrum. That was Earl Peoples returning the kick. That last drive for the Crabbers, 5 plays, 26 yards, 1:57 is what it took. And so that's the 29th of October. Bethel will host Kecoughtan here. Then on the 5th of November, Warwick with Cody Brodus.
Yeah.
Will be here against the Phoebus Phantoms. That should be a good game. And then our final regular season game will have the Phoebus Phantoms and the Bethel Bruins. That'll be on the 12th of November to wrap up the regular season. 1:11 on the clock. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line.
Well, that would be a good thing
Might
to
have
do.
to do that.
We'll see what. Oh, nice defense.
Oh, that.
Yeah, that's Harvey, number 42.
Yeah, he's been outstanding.
Second down and 14.
Ernest Harvey in the backfield. And he's not a little guy either. He's at 6 foot 210, but he is fast and sure-handed on the tackle.
Well, he plays the inside linebacker, and he just chalked the gap and showed some tremendous speed and had a great angle of pursuit. And you can see what kind of time we've got left, less than 35 seconds.
Warriors not in a particular hurry here as it's second down and almost 15. And the end around does not, or flank around in this case, does not work as Shepard. Shepard is Jacoby.
Jacoby.
Jacoby. That's Bob. Jacoby. Watch this.
Did he come flying through there?
Oh, he just shot the gap, and no one blocked him. And that is going to be it for the first half as time has run out. And our score at halftime is Hampton 18 and Kecoughtan 3. We'll return to Darling Stadium with the third quarter of action after this brief timeout. Darling Stadium as the teams have returned to the field. Our halftime statistics, as you look at the Kecoughtan Warriors limbering up before the second half, they had just one first down in the first half. Hard to believe.
I thought they had more than that.
I had to double check with Mike, but that's what it is. 18 carries, just 15 yards total offense. And the Warriors will have to do better than that in the second half. Shepard was 10 carries for just 14 yards in the first half. No pass attempts, no completions, and they had total 15 yards. They had one fumble. They lost it, and they were penalized 3 times for 15 yards. They had 18 plays, and they had the ball actually longer than the Crabbers. They had it 12 minutes and 53 seconds. For Hampton, they had 9 first downs, 17 rushes for 69 yards, and McPherson led the rushing with 14 carries for 60. They were 6 of 8. That's right. Tyrod Taylor, very effective with the pass. No interceptions. 133 yards, 202 yards total offense for the Crabbers. They did fumble the ball twice, and they did lose one. And that, of course, that fumble on the very first play from scrimmage for the Crabbers led to the field goal kicked by the Kecoughtan Warriors, Nicholas Alejandro. The Crabbers were penalized 1 time for 5 yards. They had a total of 25 plays, and they had the ball 11 minutes and 7 seconds. So the time of possession very easy, very equal, but that's where everything stops being equal.
Because if you're going to have the ball the same number of minutes as your opponent, you want at least the same amount of points, and that didn't happen.
Well, 3 of the scoring drives for Hampton were 3 plays a minute 5, 4 plays a minute 30. And I think the other one was 5 plays a minute 37. So that explains why the quick strike capabilities. Recapping the scoring, Alejandro did start it at 5:31 with a 28-yard field goal. And then Todd Nolan received a pass from Tyrod Taylor, 20 yards, made it 6-3. Extra point kick was no good. Then a 48-yard pass to Todd Nolan came at 3:50 of the second quarter. And again, the extra point try was no good. And then McPherson came with the ball from 10 yards out to make it 18-3. So the Crabbers,
10 yards and 2 nice stiff arms.
Yes. So the Crabbers, only thing they haven't done extremely well is the extra points. This kick is deep, taken at the 6-yard line. Near side and twisted out of bounds. The Hampton Crabbers. That is Tevin Swansneed who returned that, just a freshman.
And that was Shane Seaman for the Warriors who made the tackle. Tim, we will pick a player of the game from each of these teams tonight as we watch the replay. And those players will receive a shirt. It comes from Tidewater Team Sports, your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, and uniform and apparel. Call 594-0411. Talk to David Chubb and Terry McNamara.
23-yard return of the kickoff. Pitch goes to Tracy McPherson. Flag down on the play. McPherson is going to go all the way. The only question will be, will the penalty bring back the touchdown?
We got 2 penalty flags.
Yep. So a touchdown of 71 yards, but let's see about the penalty. McPherson got the left corner. Watch the replay. We don't know if we see what the penalty might have been. Thrown into, I'm just not sure what the penalty might have been. It's hard to tell. But once McPherson got past that original line, there was only one man that could have caught him.
He got holding against Hampton.
That's what it was.
He showed some tremendous speed once he got around that corner. Zooms is picking an award, is giving an award to the senior player in each of the teams this year who has demonstrated academic excellence. These players be awarded plaques at a school board meeting after the season. We'd like to thank David Allen and Zooms for their continuing support to WHCS and our student athletes.
So there were actually 2 penalties against the Crabbers. One is refused, and obviously the most severe of the penalties is accepted.
Well, that is from the point of the foul, so that's going to be more than a 10-yard. It's a 10-yard penalty, but it's going to end up being,
It's going to be an 80-yard penalty because.
Wow, yeah.
So the Crabbers have taken a timeout while the
Mike
yardage
Smith
is being assessed.
Well, Mike is talking to Carter Ficklen, and he wants to get the, who made it, what was he doing, and I don't think that happened that way.
They claim our kid punched JMU and told me that day our kid didn't punch him at all. And I went up there and he said he hit him in his right hand. You know, it's ridiculous. It's terrible.
And our second half is brought to you in part by Parkland Wood Funeral Home.
I can't hear me.
Located at Hampton Center Parkway, North Armstead Avenue. Give them a call at 827-4670, where Nancy Staten is the manager.
It was difficult to see where the holding may have occurred because it was kind of the flag was thrown as we were following the runner McPherson. It was right at that point where he was, starting to get the ball and take off. But nonetheless, Coach Smith, wanting to have a further explanation, took a timeout to get it from referee Carter Ficklen. And so we are set to resume play. Ball is marked back to the 17.5-yard line. So it's 1st and 23, and of course the touchdown is negated. This is Taylor, and just one man between him and perhaps going all the way.
Now there's the adjustments that are made by the Hampton Crabbers during halftime. Danny Mitchell and Alvis Mann and Mike Smith and his coaching staff saw something, and when Tyrod got to the line of scrimmage, he said, I can pick me up 10 yards.
Well, you can see what happened was the center blocked the man that was over him, which left no one to stop Taylor from racing for 13 yards.
Now, look at, you can see right now, Kecoughtan is deeper.
McPherson, he has enough for a first down as he is across the 40. So 2 plays, picks up 23 yards and then some. And the Crabbers will move the chains, leading 18-3 here in the third quarter. Watch the replay here. The pitch comes to McPherson. He evades the tackler and keeps churning those legs for another first down.
He ran out of 2 tacklers' grasp, and it took 2 other guys to bring him down. And he is a strong runner and has really shown me some great speed when he gets to the outside.
He and Elon Lewis are built very similar.
Very similar. Yes, they
Not
really
particularly
are.
tall, but they're stocky and very strong. He's got the pitch again. Left side, trying to get to the corner. He's got yardage of about 7 or 8 yards once again before he's taken down.
Well, I'll tell you one thing you got to like about the young man, Tim, is when he's running and he sees a tackler coming, he puts down his head and shoulders and delivers a blow himself.
Yep.
Watch this. He doesn't back off. He says, okay, here's a blow. Right? Boom. Right there. I'm going to deliver.
You tackle me, I'm going to make you hurt.
I'm going to make you pay for it.
Crabbers have it at their 49-yard line. Need to get to the Warrior 49 for a first down. Second down coming up. Again, the quarterback keeper, and again, they have seen something where they've got good yardage right up the middle. Tyrod Taylor takes it to the 43-yard line, a gain of 8, and another first down.
And we watch that again, Tim. It's just the way the Warriors are lining up, and it's just there is a scene there, and Kecoughtan says we need to talk about it. Something's going on here. We're not too sure if we like. Again, I want to remind us fans that Hampton wins tonight. That'll be the 700th win for Hampton High School, which is just an awesome statistics. But the last 25 years, Hampton is number 3 in the nation for winning percentages. And we're not talking an easy conference here, Tim.
Oh, no, because more often than not, the Peninsula District knocks each other out of the playoffs because of the way they do this. They run roughshod over everybody.
And Mike brought up a nice point. Before they had the Peninsula District, they used to go all over the state and play. So, they just didn't play here. They play everywhere. What a great tradition at Hampton High School.
So it's the first down for the Crabbers at the 43-yard line. Again, McPherson gets the call. He has been the workhorse here in the second half, and he again delivers as he gets another first down inside the 30. Tracy McPherson.
We got another flag down there on the 41.
And this is going to go against the Crabbers, so they've already had one touchdown call back. Now this play, A nice gain for a first down will also be negated. Holding is again the call. Watch the replay. See if you can see the holding call. I think I saw it right there at the very end.
Right there, yeah. Number. I'm not going to say who it was.
I won't say whose number, but nonetheless, did appear that he had him tied up. You'll see that play on Sundays, and they won't call it because of the latitude that they allow a lot of the players in the NFL. But in high school, they're going to call that. So that moves the Crabbers all the way back to the 49-yard line. So it brings up a first down and 18 to go for the first. Clock moving as we're hitting the 9-minute mark here in the third quarter. And again, McPherson gets the call. And again, he's got good yardage, this time down to the 45-yard line. Pickup of about 6.
That was Corey Thomas, number 7, and Jack Wampler making the tackle.
Down to 12. 8 of that 10 yards back. Now, second down and 12.
Marks the ball just at the 45-yard line. They need to get down to the 34-yard line for a first down. Second down and a dozen. Back to pass, has time, has had good time all night long, and again connects with Todd Nolan. This time will be another first down at the 31-yard line.
That's a time and play. Todd sprints down about 10 to 12 yards, stops and turns and comes back to the ball. If you can't see him.
14 yards on this one. Todd Nolan and Tyrod Taylor have been a great tandem tonight for the Crabbers. They have been really hooked up. Taylor had 6 of 8 in the first half alone with no picks and 133 yards. And that's with McPherson running the ball a lot.
And it's Harvey in motion.
Speaking of McPherson and running, first and 10 from the 31 and picks up about 3 or 4.
Again, Wampler on the tackle.
So the Crabbers controlling everything right now. They lead 18-3. McPherson on the night, 18 carries for 88 yards. And you see some of the fans in the stands. Again, a gorgeous night for football. A few people wearing light jackets, but there's no threat of rain. It's a beautiful night down here at Darling Stadium. I'm telling you, get out here before we get a little colder and perhaps some more chances for rain. This is a great evening out for the family. Very inexpensive. Taylor 7 of 9 now for 147 yards. Let's see what happens. He got Todd Nolan wide open. Touchdown.
He just made a move and went right by the defensive back.
Another 28-yard touchdown pass. Third time tonight that it's the Taylor to Nolan. I mean, just made it look all too easy. So the Crabbers add to their lead now as they have a 24-3 score, and again will go for 2. Todd Nolan, that is his 3rd touchdown of the night. He's got a 20-yarder, a 48-yarder, and now a 28-yarder. Mr. Nolan having a career night. Crabbers putting Nolan in motion. Rolling, looking for Nolan. Now Taylor will just keep it himself. And did he get in? No, just short of the goal line. But through no lack of effort, that's for sure. Wow. He took a pretty good shot as he got to the goal line. So you'll see this on the replay. He started to throw it, but Nolan was very well covered, and then he took a shot. Look at that. I mean, that's a nice tackle by the Warriors.
And he may have got in if it hadn't been that last Warrior that just kind of caught him in the air.
And this is something that you and I have seen from this Kecoughtan team, is they don't quit.
Boy, they don't. They just,
you know, they were playing against Phoebus earlier in the game we had, and they were behind, you know, seriously, but played all the way until the final gun. So Tommy Austin's coaching staff has a bunch of kids that play hard for the whole 48. That's an oddity here for the Crabbers. They actually used 10 plays, 5:51 on the clock.
They went more than 2 or 3 plays?
Yeah, 83-yard drive.
Well, that'll be only because of a penalty.
Yeah, that slowed him down. So So the Crabbers starting to really dominate the play. Warriors on the kickoff out to about the 27 or 28. .645. This will be the first possession of the ball in the third quarter for the Warriors. As you look through someone's digital camera down on the sideline. I bought one of those just recently before we went to Costa Rica. Those are terrific.
Oh, you like them?
Yeah. I thought $9.95 would buy me a better camera than I got.
$9.95?
Yeah, they said.
Was that $995?
No, that's $9.95.
Okay.
You kidding me?
All right, first and 10.
No. Little misdirection play does not fool the Crabber defense.
And there you go, Dominic White.
Terrence Dorsey keeping the ball. The Warriors did had a little bit of success, or seemingly had a little success out of the single wing, but the conventional set has not done well for them at all. As they got a yard on that play, but they struggled to get that one.
Dominic White playing out of his defensive tackle position. Boy, he is just really raising the dickens in that backfield.
There's us. That's the first time we've had a shot of us. That was also our main engineer, Don Scharouse, there trying to figure out what's going on, I guess, with your mic. Oops, that's not good. Warriors lucky to get that ball back.
It looked like the Crabbers knew what was going on that time.
I think they've got a man in the Kecoughtan huddle, because the last 5 or 6 plays that the Warriors have run have ended up with the Warriors.
Watch this right here. 44 was there for the Crabbers. That's Childress. Childress is 6'2", 210 linebacker, just a junior.
So this moves the ball back to the 24-yard line now. The 5:25 remaining in the third. And the Warriors going in the wrong direction. 3rd down and 15. First pass of the ball game is a almost intercepted.
Was that 21?
Yes, that was almost intercepted by Sam Green, but it goes incomplete, much to the shall we say, heavy sigh of the Warrior fans as they say, whoops, that ball was up for grabs. There you see a bunch of the Hampton fans on this side of the field enjoying tonight's ball game and enjoying the beautiful weather out here at Darling Stadium. 7 o'clock is game time. Very inexpensive family fun. Make plans to come out before you finally decide to come out for a game and it's raining or something. We've just had terrific weather. Deep punt formation is blocked and picked up and raced in for a touchdown. I'm not sure who blocked it, but that was Jonathan King who got it and scored with it.
Well, I heard Mike Smith talking on the sideline early, and he says, we will block a punt tonight. Not in that many words, but
let's see if we can pick up the number of the player who blocked it.
Right there from this end position.
Keep running it. That's 57. All right, 57. That's what I wanted to do. Thank you, gentlemen.
That's Sean Childress.
So Childress blocked it, and Jonathan King picked it up and raced in for a touchdown. And now they'll go back to the extra point try from the conventional kick, and still haven't got it. Keep getting to the left.
Well, if you notice, it's a straight-on kicker. It's not a soccer-style kicker that they're using for the PAT. Holder was Matthew Mitchell.
So the Crabbers add to their lead 30-3 with the blocked punt by, who did you say it was? 57 Childress?
Childress, yes.
And Jonathan King with the scoop and the easy score. So the Crabbers winning their games impressively as of late. They beat a good Bethel team handily last week, 52-0. And now they've done a number on the Warriors. They had 3 scores, did the Crabbers, in the second period. Todd Nolan's been on the receiving end of 3 touchdown passes. And McPherson has scored on offense, and now King has scored on a blocked punt. So Shepard still running hard, but this has got to be demoralizing. They just haven't been able to get anything on track now against the Crabbers. The Crabber defense is just playing outstanding on that side of the ball.
I talked about it in a pregame, how much they swarm to the ball, they gang tackle. They have a nose for where the ball is going, whether it's going to be up the middle or around the end or reverse or whatever. And they have just really confused the Kecoughtan offense tonight. They just cannot get going.
Again from the conventional set, this is Shepard, and Shepard might have their second first down of the ball game. If they mark it where the official is, it will. So they do pick up a first down on a gain of a little more than 10 yards by Isaiah Shepard.
Watch this last block coming in here by number 44. Gaddis of the Warriors.
Marked the ball at the 44-yard line, just the second first down of the ball game. And here we are with 4:19 to go in the third quarter. That's how dominant the Hampton defense.
Whoa.
Upended. I believe that was 66.
That's Dominic White.
Yeah, that's White, and he just cartwheeled the ball carrier.
Oh,
lucky to hold on to that one.
Oh my goodness.
That's a tough way to gain a yard.
Oh, watch this. This is called topsy-turvy.
Just head over heels. So the Warriors pick up a yard the hard way, if you will. And again, they stay with the conventional set with Terrence Dorsey under center. And we've got a penalty before the ball is snapped. The handoff went to Mike Gaddis, but that play never happened.
And as he got the ball, Ernest Harvey was right there to say, hey, Mike, what you doing after the game?
Oh, by the way, I'm waiting for you. So the 5-yard mark-off moves the ball back to the 40. 30-3 our score. Tim Cole and Bob Hintz coming to you from Darling Stadium along with Mike Hauser. Bob Killen, our other statistician, is absent without leave. He's AWOL.
Somebody said he went to his class reunion. There were going to be 10 people there.
Well, that's all that's still alive.
Oh, that's what it is.
It was a big school, had 2,000 students, but Bob's getting up there in years, you know.
We got a flag at the end there.
No, I'm just teasing Bob. There's 20 people left. See if we can figure out what happened on this call. Looked like a hold right there. Looked like the tackler was being held. Yep, that was the call. Another good job, ladies and gentlemen. Saw that one pretty clearly. Not sure. Are we hearing Mr. Ficklin? Because I do not hear him in my headset anymore. I don't know whether his mic is not working there. Oh, okay. So we're not able to hear referee Ficklin, but
his clip broke.
I hate it when your clip breaks.
Yeah, that's the worst thing.
So again, the Warriors going in the wrong direction. And another flag comes down on the play. Elvon George, the ball carrier. Haven't called his name much tonight. No. We saw him a couple of weeks ago, and he was outstanding for the Warriors, but he's had little effort tonight. They haven't given the ball much. So once again, the Warriors get called for a holding penalty, and Grabbers might just refuse this one. Let's just see. Not sure where it occurred. Now they're going to take the penalty, keep moving them backwards. They don't mind giving them a few more downs. And now it's second down and a ton. What is it? Second down and 20. 10, 27. But yeah, 32. Second down and 32 or something like that. I ran out of fingers and toes. On the draw play, this is George. Elvon George gets a couple of yards, more than a couple. He got enough back to the 31-yard line, but still well short. Third down and still long. Here you see the draw play. Some good blocking in the middle of the line. So he got 10. Third down and 22 for the Warriors. Trailing 30-3, another blowout here at Darling Stadium. Last week it was 52-0 in favor of the Hampton over Bethel. In the previous Another score we had, the Bruins. I get it right yet. The Warriors lost handily to Phoebus.
Yeah.
Draw play again, this time to Shepard. So it's going to be 4th down and about, looks to be about 19.
That was tackled by Ernest Harvey.
This time,
Ernest Harvey's one of those unsung heroes. He plays defense real well, and he's the fullback that does blocking for Tracy McPherson.
Alejandro will be standing a little deeper this time and hoping for better results. The Crabbers coming, do not get it. Gets a nice kick away. All the way back to the 30-yard line goes Nolan. Looking to get to the near sideline, and he's tripped up and will end up at about the 44-yard line. So a good return by Todd Nolan, who's been a busy young man this evening.
And he was tripped up by Corey Thomas, number 7, 5'11", 160 junior for the Warriors.
How many catches does Todd Nolan have?
We're going to find out what Todd's done.
What Nolan's done as far as catches and yardage. 6 grabs tonight, 3 of those for touchdowns.
Well, that's pretty good. 50% of your catches have been for touchdowns. That's not bad.
That's real nice. So the Crabbers take over at the 44. Little misdirection play. This is Taylor keeping it. And he'll be out close to midfield. And that might have been the last play of the 3rd quarter as we were under 20 seconds to go. The Crabbers do not need to call a play, and whether they choose to get one in before the time expires will be up to them. It looks like they're kind of hurrying to the line to do so, so they might want to try and get one more play off for a 2-minute drill. They do get it away. And this goes to McPherson, and he's got some running room, cuts it back, and he is tripped up at the 36-yard line on what will be the final play of the 3rd period.
Boy, he did a great job of planting that left foot and cutting back.
So here we'll watch this exactly as Bob describes it again. Watch, he's going along, and all of a sudden he sees the hole, and instead of going east and west, he goes north and south.
And he does that very quickly, doesn't he?
Another 1st down for the Crabbers. They had 9 in the first half, and I would think that they have every bit as many of those in the second half as well, as they've had a lot of dominating drives in the second half. So we played 3.
Go ahead.
30-3. Go ahead.
I just want to let you know who our corporate sponsors are. The second half of tonight's contest is brought to you in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at Hampton Center Parkway and North Armstead Avenue. For any information, give them a call at 827-4670 and talk with Nancy Staten, who is the manager, and of course Zooms, who has the Beantown coffee, the fried chicken, pizza, potato wedges, Krispy Kreme donuts, ham and cheese subs, Coke, and fill your car up with that Zitco gas. We do appreciate Zooms and Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, our corporate sponsors.
Well, through 3 quarters, Todd Nolan has made 6 catches for 168 yards and 3 touchdowns, and McPherson on the night 19 rushes for 102. So those 2 gentlemen alone.
Here we go. Is another one.
He's wide open. Look at that. I mean, he is just having a field day. 36-yard touchdown pass.
And what he does, Tim, is he comes off the line of scrimmage and just a little hesitation and then just puts on the afterburners.
His 4th touchdown of the night, and perfectly led, perfect throw right in the end zone. Touchdown, Hampton Crabbers from 36 yards out. So that now gives Nolan 7 catches. And the 36 yards puts him over 200 yards receiving on the night. Extra point kick is up, and it is good.
And listen to the fans.
Let me tell you something. If you're a Hampton fan, that you can overlook that when your offensive machine is working like it is. If you can't kick an extra point every now and then, so what? As they've amassed 37 points, and we've just touched the 4th quarter. So the Crabbers juggernaut, if you will, is just rolling. And this is not a bad Kecoughtan team. This is a 3-1 team that's been playing well. But Hampton is just shredding them. Their passing game is
their
really
offense is killing them. But, Tim, the defense has only allowed 2 first downs.
Yeah.
And if you don't get more than 2 first downs, you're not going to win many ball games.
Well, you said at the beginning as we were talking about the game that Tommy Austin said, I've got to control the ball. And you can't do that with just 2 first downs and you're in the fourth quarter. 1:16 is the amount of time. Just 3 plays, 61 yards. So the Crabbers are back to their old ways of quick scoring. The Warriors return the ball out to about the 38-yard line. Still looking for some offense.
Just want to remind the fans on this turnout, Tim, we will be back here next Friday night, October the 15th, when Hampton High School will host the Denby Patriots, who are off to a good season this year. So that'll be a great game. But then on the 22nd, that's the big one. Hampton and Phoebus, 22nd, everywhere.
Unfortunately,
Friday.
Unfortunately, there will be a Phoebus team playing with 1 defeat. We had hoped for the battle of the unbeaten, not to forego the fact that Denby can't beat Hampton, because they certainly are a good team and could. But we were kind of hoping for a 6-0 thing.
Yeah.
But Phoebus falling to Woodside last week.
And Woodside, Woodside's quarterback actually is the one that blocked the field goal attempt by the Chris Schwartz for the Phantoms.
38 yards on the return. Oh, my goodness, shooting the gap for the Hampton Crabbers, number 2, Jacoby Fenner.
You gotta love him.
He
is a freshman, Tim.
That Fenner name is.
He's a 10th grader.
Fenner name is being well represented this evening. 37.
Do what?
Mike was telling me that the Warriors have 38 yards off. No, they're 37 yards after the 1-yard loss. So they're once again going backwards.
Backwards?
Backwards. I don't know why Scotty would have said that. I don't believe I said anything that need to be careful about. I was just hoping to see Hampton and Phoebus butt heads together with both teams unbeaten. So should the Crabbers beat Denby, and in all likelihood they would.
Ernest Harvey
Phoebus,
on the tackle. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Phoebus plays Heritage this Saturday night. As the fans may be watching this game, Heritage is not the Heritage of old, and Bill D's going to have his boys fired up to get back in this thing. So regardless, on the 22nd of October, it will be a good one. So the Warriors looking at 4th and 10. And again, the kicking game has been not bad, but that one block punt will make your average go bad real quickly.
15 yards on the punt.
So we only got 15 yards on that punt. And
but he got a lot of pressure.
Oh, I'm telling you, the onslaught from the special teams on the Crabbers is just really putting pressure on him. He's getting good snaps. It's not like the snap is over his head or bouncing or anything like that. But they're just in so quickly. There you see the scoreboard and the time remaining, 9:14 left in the ball game.
Todd Nolan is taking a rest.
Yeah, this might be a good time for a lot of people to take a little break. That's always the advantage of being able to get ahead of a team like this, where you can put some guys in if you choose to. Taylor's still in there, throwing deep. Got a different receiver and an incomplete pass, but nice coverage that time. It was good coverage.
Dakota Mathis.
And out on the pattern was number 22, Stacy Johnson. Here's your replay. Again, Taylor's had good protection all night. He got hit just as he released that ball. That was just overthrown, and good coverage. He was right with him. 2nd down and 10 from their 48-yard line. 9:06 remaining as the clock stops with the incomplete pass. Todd Nolan with 4 touchdown grabs tonight. This is Taylor rolling, looking, throwing, completes the pass on the underneath side.
Well, that's number 10, isn't it?
That is number 10. And a late flag. That's Devin Branch receiving the pass.
And Devin Branch.
And that'll go against the Crabbers, by the way.
Is just a freshman. They got him listed as quarterback and safety, and he's just a freshman.
We have a flag on that play.
But ineligible down.
Branch is a senior. I'm sorry, I'm looking at somebody else. Branch is a senior.
So somebody went downfield a little ahead of the pass, and that will negate the nice pass and catch. Happened so quickly.
He's given Mike the number of the player that was ineligible downfield.
I can't see it anymore when it's buried in there.
Second down and 15. Pitch to McPherson. Nice seal block left end. He puts his head down. He's dragged out of bounds, but not until he gets to the 45-yard line.
12-yard gain, be third down.
So 7-yard pickup, third down and 3 as you watch it come from the ground level, coming right at you. This is McPherson. I mean, literally coming right at you. 12-yard gain for getting the penalty. That's right. It was not 7 yards. It was 12 yards on the play.
Third down and 3.
Ball marked at the Kecoughtan 45. McPherson again trying to get to the corner. He is very close to the first down.
Depends on the spot.
I don't think he's got by Randall Pugh. With 1 minute to go in the third quarter. From Dodge Stadium.
And Carter Frickman says, yep, got the first down. He puts it on the hash mark. The first down is recorded, and the chains are moved. So no messing around here. I think Carter's got a hot date. Wants to get home
so?
I think he wants to get home for the debate tonight. If he keeps this up, he might. Going to miss a little of it. Again, Taylor rolling, looking, throwing downfield, and just a little too long. Intended for number 34. That is a number I don't have a name to go with. Is that 34?
Who was that, 34?
For Hampton. Yep. Don't have a name. I don't have a number 34, so that'll make it difficult for us to identify the young man. No, 84. Excuse me. See?
Well, 84.
84 we know. That's
yes.
Marcus Bassett. Thought it was 34. Senior moment, number 4.
How do you remember the number?
I don't know. It really was. I don't know. It was probably like number 9, but I was just trying to minimize it.
Taylor advancing the ball on a quarterback sneak.
Tyrod Taylor, who's done a fair amount of running tonight, it kind of changes the pace, because what happens is he gets up there and sees the defensive alignment where he can capitalize on it, and he goes, and he's picked up some nice yards tonight. Not just to mention his passing, he's got 200 yards passing to Nolan alone. He's carried the ball 7 times for 44 yards himself. I tell you, this man is on the ball here. I'm getting stats that I don't usually get because Killen's sitting over here and I can't see anything. We got to get Killen on the other side of Mike.
Yeah, you need to switch him there. And then you won't be able to see Killen.
Send Killen to the shower. Careful now. It's time for Killen to retire, maybe.
Oh, wait a minute now. I'm not going to go there. All right, we will pick a player of the game for both of these teams tonight. And each player will receive a shirt. The shirt comes from Tidewater Team Sports, your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, and uniforms and apparel. Call 594-0411. Talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara.
Does Bob have cable?
I think he's got everything you can get.
He's like me. I got both.
He got cable. He's got satellite.
Well, he had high definition television for 6 months before he even knew he had it.
Yeah, you had to explain to him about it.
What is this thing I got here? What is this antenna thing? 7:19 remaining in the ball game. Crabbers down to 1 timeout. Kecoughtan has 2 remaining. Neither of those a factor in this game at this point. 3rd down for the Crabbers. 3rd down and about 4. Taylor back to pass, gets some pressure. One of the rare times tonight. He is sacked.
Was it 25?
Was it? I thought it was 26.
Well,
is that Asa Cooper?
Probably Asa Cooper.
Asa Cooper.
Yeah.
Coming in, and he just got Taylor before Taylor had a chance. So a good-looking defensive play by Asa Cooper. And it brings up 4th down and 12 for the Crabbers. And leading 37-3, the Crabbers will go for it.
And we got Todd Nolan back in there.
And he's been the nightmare of the Warriors secondary tonight. Taylor looking to pass, throws to Tracy McPherson. First time we've seen that. And we have another face mask. Looked like somebody might have gotten their hand up in there, but I don't see a penalty flag.
I don't see a flag.
So it might have just been, you know, sometimes your hand gets close to it and it looks like it, but it's not. So that is going to be, depending on the spot.
I don't think it's going to be a first down.
See if we can pick it up on the replay. Well, you can see his head going. Normally a player's, and he's
indicating.
Normally a player's head does not turn in that direction without it being tugged in that direction. And but again, you know, we have a far less advantaged spot to see that. So I'm not going to second guess the officials on that, other than to say McPherson said someone pull my face mask, and his head sure acted like it did. It's close enough for a measurement. I can't see with the sideline, so I guess we'll just have to just guesstimate.
Well, it looks like it's not.
I thought it was a little short.
Yeah.
I didn't think he got it, but it was close enough to measure. And it's way short. So the Warrior defense, again, as we mentioned, they play 48 minutes.
They don't quit.
They are able to keep the Crabbers. See if we. I don't think we'll see what might have been a face mask, but watch this. First of all,
his head.
Yeah, watch how McPherson's head. I mean, it goes backwards, and then you'll see him signal to the official, "He got my face mask," but officials did not see it, if it in fact did occur. Yeah, he's stiff. Well, you know, that's the funny thing about you can stiff arm your tackler, but they can't touch your face mask, which I always thought was a little bit of a disadvantage. This is
what a great
Dorsey.
job.
Yeah, nice job tackle from behind. That's right, Sam Green again. This young man has just made a ton of tackles tonight.
He really has. But watch, if we got that replay, he is in the backfield waiting for him.
Tackle by Sam Green.
No gain on the play. Clock moving at 5:40 rather. Only wish it was 4:40. Trying to make that clock move. When you got a 37-3 game, everybody wants it to end up. Warriors give it to Elvon George, and he does not get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a couple of yards.
86-20. I mean, 21 Green, I think it was. And
so players of the game, those are going to be difficult. Yeah, I think you almost have to do, yeah, you know, because just to run down a few names here to give consideration. You got Taylor throwing the ball for 4 touchdowns. You got Todd Nolan catching the ball for 4 touchdowns. Ernest Harvey's done a great job. Sam Green's been all over the place. By the way, now the Warriors' total offense 34 yards, make that less by another 5 or 6 yards. As I hope he's all right. He got really crunched. Terrence Dorsey. So you got a host of Crabbers that have just had outstanding evening.
Yeah, but you know, you don't get this many yards that many nights.
No.
And, you know, you can't go without that. And here, you know.
No, it's a good effort tonight. Darren Mayo, Jack Wampler, we got Corey Thomas done a good job. Mike Gaddis. The defense has played well in giving up 37 points. I know that sounds contradictory, but The Crabbers have just been just clicking tonight. Their offense has been in high gear as Alejandro gets a nice-looking kick away, fielded by Nolan at the 40. He's already got 4.
Whoa, what a nice run back.
So, our players of the game, and not an easy choice by any stretch of the imagination. Got some great players on both sides of the ball tonight as you watch this replay by Todd Nolan, who will be our Hampton player of the game for plays like that and many others tonight. Again, a very difficult choice. No easy way to figure this one out. No. We're going to go with Todd Nolan. You just don't have those kind of nights. 200-plus yards, 4 touchdowns. Tracy McPherson was another young man who's done very well tonight. So, I mean, just a host of Hampton Crabbers could have won that. And our Kecoughtan Warriors, I'll give you this in a minute as Tracy McPherson turns the left corner. And he is very close to another first down. Our player of the game for Kecoughtan will be Jack Wampler. So Jack Wampler, outstanding tonight on defense, amongst others. A lot of good plays done on both sides of the ball. The Warriors outmanned, outgunned, 22 carries, 127 yards for Tracy McPherson tonight. So you figure 200 yards by Nolan catching the ball.
Yeah.
Another 127. So the Crabbers got to be over 400 yards total offense, you'd think.
You think Mike would have that?
Well, he may, but he's used up all of his fingers and toes to give me what he's given me. Now, when you get into the 400-yard area, you got to start, that's really, he's got his little abacus out here and he's sliding it over.
Use somebody else's fingers and toes.
There are enough people in the stand still that we might. Penalty against the Crabbers will back them up. 364 yards, asking ye shall receive.
All right,
but the bulk of that, see, this is how it breaks down. Nolan with 200 yards, 127 for McPherson. Everybody else, 37 yards.
Look who's the wideout down here close to the...
Taylor. And Tyrod Taylor got the rest of the yards.
All right. Number 15, Matthew Mitchell is one of the wideouts closest to the sideline here.
Got a flag down on the play as McPherson gets the call. It was 1st and 15. So play has gotten a little sloppy here in the 4th quarter in the waning moments. We got holding against the Crabbers. So they are penalized once again. 2:16 remains in the ball game. Hampton will see their season move to 5-0 overall, 4-0 in the Peninsula District. And the Warriors will see their overall record fall to 3-2, and they will be 2-2 in the district.
That's their final one.
So the Crabbers will take their final time out of the ball game with 2:16 as they are working on stuff for down the road. They've got all the points they need tonight. But, this is, again, the advantage of the coaches being able to use some players in positions where they wouldn't normally get a chance to see them in game position. And so it allows you to do some experimentation and get some guys some experience.
It looks like we're going to get a new quarterback, number 11, the freshman, Trevin Swan Sneed. He's 5'10", 170, 9th grader. Trying to get some of the guys in at number 75. Isaac Kane, 6'5", 315.
Excuse me?
43.
6'5", 315?
What did I say? What number did I say? 75.
Yeah. That's what it says.
I'm going by my stats. Number 30, Johnny Purdy's in there. 35, Donnell Morse. Trying to pick up some of these players. Number 74, Herbert Broughton.
I think it's Broughton.
Broughton.
And now they're in a single wing. Crabbers will try. Direct snap goes
to number 20.
Number 20, that is Donovan Cotton.
We can do the...
Yeah, hey. Well, they I don't know that they practiced the defense against it, but why not? We can do it too. So the Crabbers having a little fun right now, doing some things, getting some players in the ball game that don't get a lot of time most of the time. And the clock continues to move with $1:33 remaining. And Hampton firmly in top 37-3.
77, Chris Ragsdale is in there.
89 points in the last 2 games for the Crabbers while allowing just a field goal. And you got another score. Did he get in? No.
Oh, he said no.
I'm going to say no. He was down. His knee was down at the 1-yard line.
Who was that? Number 80 for
that
the
is
Crabbers.
Kevin Douglas.
Oh, what a nice
A
throw.
junior. His knee hit before the ball got to the end line. That was the freshman throwing that ball. That's a nice
good call.
That's a nice big target to throw to, too. 6'3", 225. So first and goal as we are under a minute now. And again, from the single wing. Direct snap to number 11, Tevin Swan-Snead for a touchdown.
Score is now 43 for the Crabbers.
So the Crabbers extend the lead to 43-3.
And that was definitely the second unit was in there.
Oh, there's no question about that. And oh, by the way, this lopsided victory will be
number 700.
Number 700. Mike Smith just got a bath.
Did he?
Yes, he did. Extra point is good. So, yeah, I want to mention that the both bands will perform it after the game. Is that right, Scotty? Yeah, after the game, we invite you to stay tuned. There will be a brief ceremony to celebrate this milestone victory, number 700 for the Hampton Crabbers.
Auspicious occasion, isn't it?
And after that, we will also have for you the bands from both of these schools performed at halftime, and that will be viewable for you right after the game. So if you have some interest in watching the bands perform, stay tuned for that at the conclusion of our ball game. But yes, a very cold, there's a lot of ice on the sidelines there where Mike Smith got a serious, I don't know if it was Gatorade, but he got a serious dousing to celebrate the big victory. Ball being returned by Dakota Mathis, number 9, as we're down to 36 ticks of the clock remaining. 44-3. The Crabbers actually trailed in this game 3-0. But not for long, as Todd Nolan caught a touchdown pass from 20 yards, then from 48, then McPherson scored from 10, then Nolan another 28-yard pass reception, then King scooped up a block punt and ran in for a touchdown, and then Nolan again for 36 yards. And then
sound
finally,
like you're repeating yourself.
Nolan. That's why he's the player of the game. And then Swan-Snead got the last touchdown to cap the evening at 44-3. This is Terrence Dorsey. Done a nice job of running the attack tonight for the Warriors. They've just been outmanned. And that will be the final play. And the assistant coach is now getting a little bit of the action as the players found another bucket. So that is the end of our ball game. And understand, is that right, Scotty? We're going to hang around here for a moment. And, okay, we're going to have a brief ceremony at the conclusion here as we're going to record that and have everybody get an opportunity to see this. So the Warriors go down to defeat 44-3 at the hands of the Hampton Crabbers. 5-0 overall, 4-0 in the district.
And that brings the Warriors to 3-2, so it's going to be real tough for them to get to any playoff.
And 2-2 in the district. The 700th victory. And that's only been recorded now, if I understand correctly, during the last 25 years. It doesn't go all the way back to the beginning of Hampton's history. Is that correct, Bob, or did I misunderstand that?
Don't know.
It seemed that you were showing, or you were talking about the winning percentage.
Winning percentage the last 25
the 700
years.
victories are in the overall scheme of Hampton.
We got the mayor down there, and
Get your picture made here. The ball here.
Jim Smith. Come on, guys. Here you can see, and Mike Smith is flanked by his two great assistant coaches on the left, and on the right, Danny Mitchell.
All right, guys, that's it.
All right, thanks. So, how you
Can you hear anything? Not much. So that was the ceremony. The game ball, of course, will be put in the trophy case over at Queen Street.
As Harry Bennett's got a hold of it, assistant principal, he is not letting go of it.
So I believe that's going to do it for us. Is that right, Scotty? All right, so tonight's game has been brought to you by Zooms with 14 convenient Peninsula locations to serve you. And in part by Parklawn Woods Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the manager. So that's going to do it for us. For Mike Hauser, Bob Hintz, and the Channel 46 crew, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.
Jessica Vanek. Is the band ready?
Ready! Run!
Make it short.
Let's go, Warriors! Ladies and gentlemen, the Marching Warrior Band.